Hi there, my beautiful Aquarius Pisces. Welcome into your year of 2025. We are going to look at your big themes, so essentially like your overall energy. We are going to have a look at where you're at in your spiritual journey throughout the year, and then we're going to look at career and love. We're going to have this sort of sequence of events. It's not necessarily a timeline, okay? So like beginning and end of the year. It can happen in 6 months, in 2 weeks. It can happen in the whole year, okay? But it's essentially just a sequence of events for each part of your life. And we're going to finish up with some advice and some relevant zodiac signs and months for you, okay? So let's get into stuff. One of the first things that I've heard or that I heard when I was connecting with your energy was actually money. So money can actually be one of the things that it's going to be super abundant in our life. In the shells right here, we actually don't have that, but we have a lot of joy with this card. This is the sun card in a shell, but with this show right here, this talks a lot about of joy. Oh my goodness, about a lot of joy. Words today are complicated. And considering this shell, maybe you're also going to have some communication issues throughout the year. But this show right here, it's about a lot of joy, a lot of fun times, a lot of, not necessarily parties, but you could have a lot of events with a lot of celebration. That's what I'm getting. So whether this is like all your best friends are getting married or you're having some really significant moments in your life, I feel like there's going to be a lot of reasons to celebrate. Maybe promotions, considering we're talking about a lot of money coming through. And I feel like that's going to be actually quite powerful. I would just give you a word of caution when it comes to new people, okay? I feel like maintaining the relationships and the friendships you already have is going to be top notch, super important, super great. Now, when it comes to allowing new people into your life, that could be the thing that is a bit more complicated, okay? So just pay a little bit of attention to it. Excuse me. I feel like that is going to be a bit of an issue, okay? I feel like there are going to be people perhaps trying to take advantage of you, especially if it is something to do with sales. That's what I'm getting. Like people, I don't know. I feel like it also has to do with commercials and like publicity and that kind of thing. Like people may try and lure you into something that may not be the best for you, okay? So even if it is at work and someone tries to entice you to go in a certain way or something like that, just be careful, okay? I feel like you may receive some weird offers or opportunities for I really get something about like purchases and sales and that kind of thing. I feel like someone is going to be lying to you. So especially if you have like a big purchase to do, let's say this is about a house, for example, that is a huge purchase. Read all the fine lines, okay? All the little tiny words. I feel like that is going to matter, okay? I feel like someone is going to be lying to you. I feel like someone is going to have some sort of side thing going on and second intention. So just be careful, okay? But yeah, so let's get here into, we have a little extra card. Into your spiritual journey and where you're going to be at throughout the year. We have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. We have lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. And we have inner earth. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. So again, I feel like we're at a point where I don't necessarily feel like you're in limbo. I actually feel like you're turning the wheel completely. You know, sometimes we are in these periods of our lives where we have a lot of things ending, and those have to end before we can actually start new stuff, but we're already taking a step ahead towards new beginnings. And that would be the limbo, right? You're kind of finishing things, but you're already looking up ahead into the future and trying to have a mix of both things. Over here, I feel like you're actually turning the wheel at once. And if this, let's say we were talking about big purchases and that kind of thing, it's like saying no immediately and going out, just like no, bye, close the door, lock it, and open the door, the new door immediately after. Okay, so I feel like you're kind of turning the wheel immediately. I feel like you're sort of like changing life, maybe changing mindset. That's kind of what I'm getting. And going from one place to the other. So this spontaneous awakening, I feel like it's going to happen like this. I feel like one moment you're I don't know, lazy, procrastinating, not really doing much. And the second moment you kind of just saw this motivational sentence and you're like, all right, let's change our lives. It's like that. Okay. I feel like you're questioning a lot of things. That is going to be the start of the process. I feel like you're questioning things. It's like, do I really actually want this for my life? Maybe I actually want this. All right, let's make that happen. Right. So I feel like it's actually going to be a very action oriented kind of year. And a lot of changes, I feel. Okay. And also a big focus on intuition. I'm kind of picking up on that. I feel like your intuition, especially that Pisces side that you have, right? It's going to be very, very in tune with you. I feel like it's going to give you a lot of hints, and it's going to be, on point. So trust it, listen to it, appreciate it. It definitely has a lot of messages for you, okay? Now, let's get here into your sort of timeline for career, and then we're going to talk about love. Okay, so we're starting here with the Four of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. We have Temperance. Ooh, we have Death, and then we have the Nine of Cups. That is so nice. So I feel like that change and maybe that money thing could happen more towards perhaps the end of the year. We do have this time frame here of Scorpio, Sagittarius. So again, these three cards could actually talk about the last 2 months of the year. And this year is like the rest of it. But I feel like the moment where everything actually changes could literally be the end of 2025. I feel like you're going to have some sort of amazing change in your career where things are really going to, I don't know, I'm kind of getting either a new job, completely new job, or again, a promotion, something that is going to level you up. Okay. And I feel like this has to do with that moment of questioning, right? Where it's like, all right, so this is what I've been doing for the last 20 years. Do I actually want to maintain it? Do I actually want to be here for the next 20 years? I feel like you're really questioning everything and making all of the changes that you need to make from one day to the other. Okay. But let's get here a few more cards and break this down. Oh my goodness. All right. So for this Four of Swords, I feel like we're starting the year, perhaps with some vacation actually. We have Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. There we go. Be careful about people here, okay? People that are not part of your intimate circle, okay? I feel like your friends, your family, I feel like they're going to be great. But I feel like people other than that, and especially new people, I feel like it can be a bit tricky. But I feel like this is going to be the start of a year, very slow, very calm. I feel like there's not going to be much of, I don't know, a difference. I feel like it's going to be very like what you already know, essentially. I feel like if there has been some sort of issue with other people, maybe some gossip, some workplace drama or something like that, I feel like you're just simply going to ignore it. And maybe that is also coming in, has a little bit of advice. Just simply ignore it, move forward, and, move on to the next thing. It's not that big of a deal kind of thing, okay? But yeah, essentially, I feel like there's not going to be much of a change here at the start of the year. We then have this Two of Cups. I feel like I'm even getting here a bit of numbness. Maybe you're looking at your career and like, okay, yeah, this is what I do. And I feel like over here in the Two of Cups, you actually start feeling it again. You actually start falling in love with your career. And getting a little bit more excitement, more motivation. We have this Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. I feel like perhaps here, and I feel like this has been going on for a while, to be honest. It's almost like your skills, your wisdom hasn't been used. It's almost like you have the wisdom to manage something, to be at a higher position, right? And you were like washing dishes. There's nothing wrong with that. And it may actually be, good money, but it's like, okay, yeah. It doesn't excite you. It doesn't motivate you. It doesn't challenge you. And I feel like perhaps that's what you're missing. And I feel like over here, you could start to feel a little bit of that. To be honest, I kind of feel like this could be already a little bit of your desire for something new. again, whether this is sort of like a promotion, maybe this is the start of it, or this is a complete change of job, and company and career and that kind of thing. I feel like this is the start where you start to actually feel excited about your career, feel excited about your future, and you actually start to want more. And I feel like when you get here to Temperance, that is the moment where you start to question. We even have here fan, romance, celebration, party, and we have dog barking, advice from a friend. I feel like, to be honest, this could be some celebration totally, off of you. So it's not about you. I feel actually it's actually about a friend. So someone could be getting engaged, someone could be getting married, and this is about their wedding day. But I feel like there's going to be some sort of party where you are just talking with your friends and just celebrating, and you're just talking about life and talking about career, right? And I feel like there's something, it's that motivational sentence that we were talking about. I feel like someone just says something that really clicks for you. And that is the moment where I feel like you start questioning stuff. So I feel like this Temperance card, I don't think it has a specific time frame of, it's going to last 2 weeks. I actually feel like it's about a party. So that's why the timeline thing and the time frame is very subtle and not linear. Because right here, I feel like this is literally about an event that is going to happen. And I feel like there's going to be this, just something someone says that is going to click for you and it's going to make absolute sense. And so with the Death card, that is when things actually start to change. And with this gray worry over nothing, there could be a little bit of overthinking from your side, a little bit of questioning everything you already know, everything you've done in the last 20 years. And I feel like the key here, don't look too much into the past and what you did or didn't do, into if you stayed in this position for way too long and you've wasted those years or wasted those months. It doesn't matter now. It happened and it had some sort of purpose. It had a purpose to numb you. So when you felt joy, you would feel it 10 times bigger. And that would mean something. That would be important. Because if you're already happy in your workplace, you would get this moment of excitement. You're like, oh, yay, right? But if you were in this place where it's like, I'm not feeling motivated, I'm not feeling excited, there's just so much drama, like, okay, whatever, I'm just washing dishes, right? And then you actually find something that excites you. You read a job offer and it's like, oh my God, right? You feel it 10 times bigger. So what happened here and what you've been feeling, what you've been experiencing, it has taught you something. It was useful for something. And it was trying to push you in a direction. So everything that happened, it happened for a reason. There's no point questioning. There's no point, being mad about it or just disappointed. It happened. It had a reason to happen. And now what matters is that you're having the excitement to change your life. Okay? So let that excitement lead you. Let that excitement push you forward into those changes. Okay? So here, big change. Absolutely. A lot of overthinking, but try to remember these words as best as you can. Maybe put it down on paper with a date for November and December and like future me read this on this date. But try not to overthink here. Okay. Great worry for nothing. I feel like it's going to be useless, kind of. Okay. But then we have the 9 of Cups. We're finishing the year with a great bang. We have the boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. And I feel like this is talking about that opportunity, about that, again, promotion, about a change of job, whatever it is. I feel like it's going to pay very, very well. That was the first thing that we were talking about. It was about money. I feel like it's going to pay so well. And it's going to, at the end, it's going to make you super freaking happy. Okay. So don't be afraid to make those changes. Don't be afraid to question your life. Okay. And considering you're reading this or watching this reading now, this can actually move forward a lot, or can happen a lot faster, right? Because maybe this moment here, it's like today and this moment, and then you actually, in the next few days, you actually start to think and wonder, and then this happens in the next few days. And this can actually happen in 2 months. Who knows, right? It's that type of thing. So don't take timing too seriously, but I really feel like by the end of the year, you're going to be in a super wealthy position. You're going to be in a position that excites you, that motivates you, that you're so happy about, and it's going to be wish fulfilled, okay? So we have a little bit of a journey here. Let's pull some advice to finish this career portion. But I feel like you go from boredom and lack of motivation to, oh, I found something new that actually challenges me and makes me curious. And I feel like you actually take the change and take the lead to change something when you hear a sentence or when someone says something. And I feel like that is going to be very powerful. Okay. So what is your advice here for career? We have turned knowledge into wisdom, and we have established nice boundaries, essentially. Established boundaries, that is it. But I feel like what this advice is trying to tell you is trust yourself a little bit more, okay? Trust that gut a little bit more, and trust the progress. Trust what you've been through. I'm even getting, for some of you, this could be about like, oh, I've been studying and I took a major in something and I'm reaching the end of it and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. That is okay. That is okay. You've learned something from that is going to be useful in the future. You don't know how, you don't know in what way, but it will, trust me. Okay. So turn this knowledge into something useful. Okay. You've learned something there. Find what excited you in the beginning for you to take that major, okay? But in the end, has general advice, trust yourself, trust the timing of stuff, trust the progress and the process of stuff and the way your guides do things. And with this established boundaries, I feel like it's really about this moment right here. Your brain needs to have a little bit of a boundary there, okay? Because otherwise it's going to cloud your intuition and that Pisces side is going to be totally forgotten. So don't let Aquarius take too much control over this. I feel like it's great for the innovation and for you to find something that excites you. But Pisces is really going to be the leader here. Okay, it's going to be the one that is going to whisper in your ear, hey, it's time to take action. Okay, it's going to whisper in your ear, hey, this is it. This is the thing you've been looking for. Okay? Yes, this is good. Take a chance. Take a leap. Your intuition is the one that's going to be telling you that, not your brain. So establish some boundaries with your brain. Maybe meditation would be great to introduce here, okay, if you haven't already. But yeah, so let's have a look here at love and see how your relationships are going to be. We have Seven of Wands, King of Cups. We have the Sun. Oh, beautiful energy. We have the World, and we have the Nine of Swords. There we go with the overthinking. But I feel like we're starting the year. To be honest, I feel like the beginning of the year, or maybe end of 2024, maybe a little bit, I don't think disappointing is the right word, because again, I feel like there's some sort of numbness to this. There's this feeling of, yeah, this is what I have. I feel like is just you living. Or no, I feel like this is you surviving, because living involves this. Involves joy, involves following dreams, involves excitement and feeling all the emotions. And I feel like here it's just like, yeah, okay. It's just whatever. And I feel like that is going to be for both your career and love life. And I feel like at this moment, perhaps you're also fighting a few wounds, some things from the past. I feel like you're kind of trying to heal them. We have here to Apple, temptation will test you. So there may even be a bit of communication from someone from the past. And I feel like this kind of applies to the thing of like, be careful about people. Okay. Also, if this is the moment, I actually would see that more here. Towards the end of the year about the house thing. I feel like this would be the moment to try and find a little bit more information, okay? But here at the beginning with the Seven of Wands and temptation will test you, I really feel like this is about you trying to go back into old cycles, okay? Maybe you trying to just settle for something casual. You trying to settle for your ex or something like that. You deserve a whole lot more than that, okay? So don't settle. Push yourself and believe that you can have this King of Cups, because it is showing up, okay? So You need to defend yourself, okay? And now with this King of Cups, we have over here, Dragon, beware of self-delusion. I feel like this is a moment where it's interesting because I feel like here you need more Pisces, here you need more Aquarius, okay? Because I feel like here your Pisces side can have both really high and too high expectations, essentially, that don't make sense, that don't really apply to any of this. Maybe you have the luck to meet someone and you immediately think, oh, in 2 months we're going to be in a relationship and we're going to get married and we're going to have children. And take your time, okay? Try not to romanticize things too much. Try to just take your time and have fun, okay? So I can see this as you having too high expectations. And I'm also seeing this as you having too many fears and too many things holding you back that make you end up perhaps even self-sabotaging things a little bit. Okay, so be careful about that. I feel like that card of establish boundaries, it also applies here, okay? But I feel like this is a moment where you actually may see or may find someone perhaps born in I think this is a year or a set of years in the Chinese archetypes, right? I think dragon is one of those. We have the rabbit and the tiger and those things, and I feel like dragon is one of those. May not be. But if that is, maybe someone born in those years. But I feel like you may find someone here that is very sweet, very kind, very gentle. I feel like your past and you coming out of this place could create inner conflict in you. Okay, so that is something you need to be careful about. But when we have this sun here, I feel like when you reach the summer, to be honest, I feel like you couldn't be meeting this person around June, July. Okay. But when we find this moment of the sun, I feel like this is when you've totally let go of these insecurities and all of these thoughts and all of this overthinking, essentially, and you actually start to enjoy things. That is when the relationship actually starts to happen. Okay, so solid foundation, success with effort. I feel like the effort here, it is about putting effort in this relationship, but it's not about overdoing things. It's not about giving too much of yourself. It's about having fun. It's about being there for each other and just enjoying the time that you have together. Okay? I actually would say this may not be a new person at all. This may actually be someone that has been, not to put it in a creepy way, but has been watching you. We have Bo, you're highly thought of. I actually feel like you may already know this person. But this is a general rating, so for some of you, it may not be. But, and especially at the bottom of this deck, we have You're Never Alone. So I really feel like you already have this person in your life, and they've already supported you through perhaps some tough times. But no matter who they are, I'm actually getting someone who may have a dragon tattoo. But no matter who they are, I feel like this is a moment where you start to really appreciate this relationship. You actually start to have fun, and you just feel the relationship for what it is, and you just let it flow, right? Then we have the moon over here with changes in your life and the world. I feel like this could be when things are officialized in some sort of way. Maybe you're moving into the next level. Again, if you're already in a relationship, this could be a moment. Let's take a little bit back. If you're already in a relationship, I feel like this is a moment where I feel like you do start to overthink and maybe you start to question the relationship or something like that. There could be a few arguments here and maybe a bit of a third party involved. I don't think it's necessarily a third party in a romantic way. I feel like it's like gossiping and family trying to get in the way, something like that. And you may need to stand up and put boundaries and protect this relationship, okay? I feel like with this King of Cups and the beware of self-delusion, I feel like it's... I feel like you may start to pay attention to the smallest, stupidest things that your partner, maybe they didn't do anything with harm intention, right? With the wrong intention. We are different people. And you may value something and give a lot of attention to something that your partner, it's like, oh, okay, right? And if you don't communicate and say, hey, this is important to me, they're not going to know. They're not going to guess it, okay? They don't have a crystal ball that figure everything out about you and what you want and what you don't like and what is important to you and what is not. Okay, so it's important to have communication here. And I feel like you could start to look at, oh, they didn't do this thing, or they didn't say this thing. It's because they don't love me anymore. It's because they don't want this. I feel like you could start to get a little bit into that spiral, okay? And I feel like once you kind of get out of that way, get out of your own way and maybe get this thing out of the way and just communicate, I feel like you actually get into enjoying things and appreciating the relationship for what it is, and you actually start to build a better foundation for the two of you. And maybe this is the moment where there's some sort of, again, a house being bought or something like that, okay? Again, I feel like this is a moment to read the fun line. I actually feel like these two could come together with this Nine of Swords. We have stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Maybe it's actually not a house. It could actually be a baby. But I feel like this is a moment where it's not necessarily if you don't want to get hurt, but if you want to have the best possible outcome, take your time with this, okay? Don't rush into making this big change. Don't rush into, making a decision of, oh, let's have a baby, okay? Really take your time to talk about things, to figure things out, and all of those details, okay? So let's get you here some advice. And again, if this is someone new and this is a relationship you're building, I feel like you're getting into new territory. You're officializing things and taking the next step here. And I feel like you could start to overthink because it's new. And oh my God, what if this is going to end? And all of that overthinking. So again, try to find some peace and try to find joy in the little moments. Appreciate and value every single little thing. And don't take anything in this relationship for granted. Okay? But let's see here. What is your advice? And please manage those high expectations. Okay. But we have keep an open mind and keep open ears. Okay. I feel like communication is going to be the biggest thing here. Okay. And then we have think quickly, think on your feet. This is essentially saying don't dwell on things. Okay. Because overthinking is thinking the same thought over and 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 over again. Think quickly. Move on. Move on to the next big thing. Okay? Move on to the next thought that passes by. All right? And if something is bothering you, communicate it calmly, with compassion. Use the Pisces side for the communication. But just breathe. Okay? That is essentially it. I feel like it's really just about managing those high expectations, talking to yourself a lot. Okay? So journaling, reflecting, and really figuring out, okay, what are my fears? What are my insecurities? What am I still holding on to from the past? Try not to overthink. Move on to the next thing and journal it out. Journal that overthinking. That really helps to just like push things out. But the number one thing, communicate with each other, okay? And then we have this little card over here that I feel like sums up your love life. These are favorable times, okay? You're really truly building something amazing here. So allow yourself to be here and just enjoy it, okay? So significant zodiac signs and months for you. We have over here November, which we actually November, December. We actually talked about that in that Temperance death card in your career. But then we have June. There we go. Yeah, June, July, with this Cancer energy here. We also have February in Scorpio. So I definitely feel like Scorpio season is going to be a big moment for you here in career. I feel like Cancer season is going to be a big moment for you in love. Cancer season, June, around those times. And then I feel like maybe until February, this is the moment where you have that sort of boredom and numbness, essentially. Okay? But February, December, June, Scorpio and Cancer could be significant zodiac signs. We also have Leo over here. But I feel like Scorpio and Cancer season, so November and July, could also be significant times here. Okay? So, with that being said, my Aquarius Pisces, this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this made some sense and excited you for your year ahead. And definitely smash like button for me if it did, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not part of the nest yet. And if you're interested in any of my links and any of the other things that I have to offer, it's going to be in the description box below. And yeah, that's it. So thanks so much for being here. I love you very much. I wish you the best, and hopefully we'll talk very soon. Bye bye.